Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Kent State Ice Arena. My name is Alex Rivera, and I am joined by my partner, Max Motes. bringing you round 2 of this weekend's series with the visiting Canisius Golden Griffins and your Kent State Golden Flashes. Last night's matchup, a really exciting matchup, found Kent State victorious by a final score of 3-1, outlasting the Griffins in that end of that third period on a clutch goal there by Bryson Miller off the deflection. Canisius coming into this one with an 8-10-2 record. With that loss last night, that drops them to number 2 in the standings for the NECHL, as they are now behind Rutgers, still sitting at 24 points. For your Kent State Golden Flashes, last night's win put them to 13-9-1, and that moves them into sole possession of second place in the CMHA at 37 points now. As with a little standing watch, John Carroll lost last night at Villanova. Flashes looking to sweep the weekend and get another crucial 2 points. And as we see both teams moving around a little bit in the standings in their respective divisions, just shows you how for both teams quickly things can flip in the standings. Each point matters down the stretch here. For Canisius, the player to watch tonight is going to be number 9, Luke White. He was involved in that altercation last night with Tychus Casey. He's got 13 points for the Golden Griffins. That puts him at 3rd on the team. Look for him to make an impact and see if he has that physicality and intensity he brought to the ice last night. And for you, Max, who are you going with as your player to watch tonight for your Golden Flashes?
I got to go with Jack Hale. Again, he scored a goal last night. It was a super critical goal. Again, he got that first one, really kind of got things going. He's also a freshman as well and had a lot of high danger shot chances. And I'm really looking for him to build on the momentum he had from last night.
For me, Max, I got to go with a special shout-out to number 17 senior Kyle Holmes. Today is his 100th career game for the Golden Flashes. Just wanted to give him a huge congratulations on that milestone. Very rare milestone for a lot of players that come through this program. So really a huge congratulations and hats off to Kyle Holmes. Look for him to have a little extra fire in this game tonight. For your Flashes, starting lines making their way onto the ice. Kent State going with, for the forwards, number 16, Bryson Miller, number 18, Liam Norton, and number 19, Jules Jardine. On the defense, number 26, Justin McGuffin, and number 17, Kyle Holmes. And in net tonight for your Kent State Golden Flash is going to be number 29, Kyle Barlett, who got a start last weekend as well. We're going to take a brief pause here, and when we come back, we will be back with Puck Drop. Stay with us, folks. Moments away from game time.
you, Dave.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for staying with us through that quick break as we get ready to get this one rolling. Max, for me, I think the Flashes got to just continue what they did yesterday. They played a very sound game yesterday and played all the way to the end. Anything different they got to switch up from last night, or do you think it's a lot of rinse and repeat again for the Flashes?
I think it's a lot of rinse and repeat, but I want to see them kind of go in with a little bit more of a plan in mind of exactly how to attack the net. Again, they have a different goaltender in tonight. We have Xavier LaPierre in net for the Griffins here tonight. So I'm wondering, is he the backup? Maybe he can let some more slip through, because Schwartz was a very tough customer yesterday.
Let's see, Max. The story will tell in this one. Sticks banging against the benches as we get ready to drop this puck. Puck is down, and this one is underway here tonight at the Kent State Ice Arena with the Flashes getting an early possession and send in the offensive zone. Huge hit by Jules Jardine along the far boards to start this one off. Flashes picking up right where they left off last night. Flashes battling for possession in the offensive zone. This puck squeaks out into the neutral zone, and they will have to regroup. Picking this one up is Jardine. Quick shot there. First save by LaPierre. Rebound bounced around momentarily. Flashes still threatening. McGuffin picks this one up below the left dot. He tries a tough angle shot. Goes off the side of the cage, off the backhand. Jardine out the left dot. Going to go back up top for Norton. Norton going to slide one over to Holmes. Holmes tries a shot. Gets deflected out in front. Off the stick of McGuffin. Wide of the net. Flashes with a great opening shift here to start off this one. Coogan just going to shovel this one up along the boards to Goodwin. And Goodwin going to hit the red line now in the offensive zone for the Golden Griffins. As Holmes stick checked that one into the ceiling there. And we'll get our first whistle of the period. Just 50 seconds into this one. Both teams going to get a line change here. Looks like the ref's going to draw this one up to the left dot in the Kent State zone. Players waiting for the referee to get over there. Now he is over there. He drops that puck. Puck tied up momentarily. Kent State skates out with possession. Kaibas skating up the left wing now. He skates around one defender. Nice move by him. He gets this puck down low behind the net of LaPierre. Puck rolls off his stick a little bit. Rivet going to try to clear the zone, but Falkowski keeping it in. Battling with French there. Now going to shovel one down to Bianca. Bianca centering pass for Kaibas. Kaibas tries a pass there. Retrieves that puck off a defender. Kaibas tough angle shot. LaPierre with the save. Canisius going to maintain possession here momentarily. Now they're going to slide this one around for DiPendrina. DiPendrina just going to dump this one into the neutral zone, looking for Rivet to pick this puck up. Rivet overskates that one just a little bit. Falkowski's going to find it, try to get one up to Kaibas, just a little too far for him. Now Canisius going to send it out of the defensive zone. But the Flashes pick it up in their own zone now, and they're going to get going the other way quickly. Flashes dominating time of possession here early in this one. Avellino burns out there through the neutral zone. Canisius just going to dump this one deep off the stick of Tyler Hansen. Flashes out behind their own net, trying to break out. And now here they come across the red line. Here comes Cole Bianca, 2-on-1 forming. Bianca going to play one over to Hale, just too far for his stick. Hansen on the back check, picks this puck up, going to slide one over to Bowen. Bowen now breaking out of his own zone, connecting on a pass to Lakomsky there. Lakomsky going to try a shot. First save there by Bartlett, easy one for him. Flashes quickly the other way now. Luke Berry with the puck on his stick. Berry skating around in his own zone, now going to take the space in front of him. Berry up the right wing here. Berry skating in. Berry all the way to the net, and he scores! Luke Berry marched up the ice there, and a little extracurricular from Canisius, but to no avail as Luke Berry, what an effort by him, puts the Flashes up early here. 17:39 left in the first, and your Flashes leading 1-0, and this game picking up right where they left off last night. A lot of chirping between both sides, and Berry let him hear it after that one.
Absolutely. Again, great goal there by Berry, again, sticking with it, putting them up super early in the game. What I did not love was the punch to the face that the Canisius player gave him while he was celebrating. That, not a fan.
Berry must have said something super nice to him after that
goal.
goal.
I'm sure.
Love the intensity here early on from the Flashes. We'll see how this game unfolds. But the Flashes going to be playing from ahead tonight. That's what we love to see, as this puck is now tied up in the Kent State zone in the corner. Both teams prying for possession here, trying to get this puck loose. Quick shot there. Bartlett finds it through some traffic. He covers that one up. And a little extra pushing and shoving after the whistle once again. But Bartlett with a great save there, just covering that one up. This puck going to stay in the Kent State zone now. 17:05 left to play in the first. Flash is going to get a line change here.
I love playing this game from ahead very early on. Again, a lot of times we've been playing from ahead lately. It's, we get a goal towards the end of the first, the second. I'm loving the Flashes getting a goal within the first 3 minutes here and really using that to set the tone for the game.
Absolutely, Max. Flash is just looking to set that tone. They had a huge win last night, very tight checking game last night here at the Kent State Ice Arena, and they sealed the deal last night, looking to pick up that momentum. There's another quick shot there. LaPierre going to glove that one up off the stick of Colpine. This puck going to come to an offensive zone draw for the Golden Flashes.
I have liked the approach from the Flashes a lot more tonight's game. They're doing a lot more of approaching the net head on instead of kind of getting stuck in those back corners like I felt like they did a lot last night. So their chances are coming off a lot more dangerous than they did yesterday, in my opinion. I
think that's a great point, Max. Flash is threatening here early in this one. It's Canisius with possession off the opening draw. Jardine sniffs that one out, though, and he's going to swing it along the end boards. He's going to connect on a pass there, trying to find McGuffin. McGuffin loses at the blue line, and now Coogan going up the left wing for Canisius. Coogan trying to skate around Holmes. Holmes with him step for step. Shot there from Canisius. Nice save there by Bartlett. Off the ceiling as that one gets deflected. And we will get another whistle. 16:31 left to play in the first.
And the way the Flashes were able to get back on defense after that play, to me, was also, again, a good sign for what's to come here for tonight's game. Because that was kind of a quick turnover situation, yet the Flashes were back before the Canisius players even really had a chance to get set.
Absolutely, Max, as the Flashes off that defensive zone face-off, going to try to get it going in the offensive zone now. Puck tied up in the Canisius zone. Jardine going to pick this puck up. Going to swing one over to Norton. Norton tries to make a move around Wicks. Wicks stick checks that one away and going to play it to Goodwin. Goodwin now going to go to DiPerdrina. DiPerdrina just going to send it in the far corner. Coogan giving it chase, but Sealing's there to shut that down. Trying to get it out of his own zone. Canisius keeps it in, though, on the stick of Goodwin now. Just going to swing it along the end boards. Flash is trying to sniff this one up. Puck just rolling around in the Kent State zone, and now Flash is skate out with possession. Chipping this one up ahead is Jardine. Jardine skating hard for this puck in the corner. He takes a tumble into the far boards there. Behind the net of LaPierre. Loses possession of that puck. Now Rivett going to slow it down for the Golden Griffins. Going to play one over to French. Kaibas giving chase. Kaibas just dumped his man in the corner. Nice job by him picking up right where he left off as well. Flashes with some great energy. One-time shot there off the stick of Avellino from Falkowski. LaPierre saves that one. We get another offensive zone faceoff for the Flashes.
That was a super well-placed one-timer there. Again, no chance to break up that pass by Canisius. Again, fantastic job. Also, once again, I have to point out, Kaibas has really been showing his physicality in these past couple games with that huge check there in the corner.
Golden Griffins win possession off that one. Back to Bowen. Bowen just going to get over to Viney, and Viney now going to push this one up the ice. Canisius across the red line, but turn it over to the Golden Flashes now, as Nikolov going to spin in his own zone and look for an option. Just tries to shovel that one along, but it's going to find the stick of Canisius instead. Back to Bowen. Bowen going to play one over to Goodwin. Now Canisius going up the ice, but another turnover there. Nikolov picks that one up, and he's going to find Kaibas. Kaibas tries to dance around a man, but loses possession to Viney. Flash is giving chase on this one, trying to give him some support, but Rivett picks this puck up. Now he's across the red line, going up the left side. Rivett tries to make a move around Odd Sturchill there, but to no avail. Good defensive work there by Brian Odd Sturchill on that play. Canisius going to collect in their own zone, and now back in the offensive zone they go. Hansen now, right dot in the Kent State zone. Hansen going to turn back towards the blue line, now going to cut back towards the net of Bartlett. That shot never had a chance there. Flash is just trying to break out. Kaibas with possession and plenty of room to skate. He's going to hit the red line and just dump it in deep as they're going to skate off for a line change. Plenty of time for Canisius to gather possession, but they send it the length of the ice. Icing waved off there. Some hard skating by Pagano. Flashes couldn't get back in time to tag that one up. Holmes going to shovel it along the end boards for Hale. Hale now going to skate out with possession, going to play it up ahead. Now here comes Barry once again. Another quick shot there, and this time saved by LaPierre, and we will get another whistle. 14:02 left to play in the first period.
Once again, the Flashes have really had a lot of good setup here so far. Again, they've looked great on offense, but they've looked good on defense too. And making sure they can keep up that two-way game is going to be how they make sure they get the win. Because you need to have that effective offense that's getting points on the board while also being able to keep it from the other team as well, which I think they've done a great job so far here tonight.
100%, Max. They've looked sharp here tonight in this one early on. Canisius going to skate in the offensive zone, centering pass their puck bouncing around. Nice save by Bartlett through some traffic. Canisius couldn't put that rebound in the back of the net. Another shot from the top of the point. Bartlett with another save, and they'll cover that one up. Nice job by Carl Bartlett making a couple tough saves there through some traffic.
Absolutely. Bartlett definitely getting tested here in the first half of the first period. Again, quite a few of those were kind of hardware off a rebound, a lot of shots in quick succession, yet he manages to make it look easy, I think. I mean, was able to get all of those kind of out of the way, and again, once again, great job by the Flashes for being able to play their defense with as much energy as they have been.
That's a good one thing about Bartlett. Sometimes, a lot of times between his starts, but he always looks ready. Whenever he gets called upon to make the start, Kyle Bartlett is always sharp in net for the Golden Flashes. Doing a good job here early. This puck now in the Canisius zone. Biancan going to try to pick it up along the far boards. But Canisius smothering him there as they try to get possession. Falkowski going to step up in the play from the blue line. Canisius can't break out of their own zone. Bianca tries the centering pass, going to play it back to Falkowski instead. Now play it back down low to Miller. And now back to Biancan. One time from the point there, off the stick of Tychelis Casey. Saved by LaPierre. And that will give Canisius a chance to get going the other way. They're just going to dump this in deep at the red line and skate off for the line change. Flashes with some time here. Tychelis Casey going to play one over to Sealing. Sealing trying to get this one up the ice. Going to try to play it up to Parker. Now back to Sealing. Sealing going to skate up the right side here. Sealing dragging all the way around the net. Tries a centering pass there. Stepping up the play is Miller. Miller, tough shot there. Gloved out of the air by LaPierre. And we will get a whistle. 12:42 left to play in the first. No, you're good.
Oh, is it Liam Norton in the middle of the scrum again?
Once again.
Once again, always at the scene of the crime here. Have to appreciate that shot by Bryson Miller. Again, placed very, very well in that top corner. Again, at kind of a tough angle there. However, again, LaPierre, good with his glove there to kind of snag that and give them the offensive zone face-off once again.
Absolutely, Max. So now this puck in the Kent State zone. Canisius had a rush momentarily there, but they shut that one down. Do the Flashes, and now at the top of the point is Viney. Viney going to shot a shot wide of the net there, picked up by Nikolov. Nikolov tried to feed it out, but found the stick a good one instead. Coogan going to try a shot, never made it there, and that gets blocked up and out of play. And another whistle, 12-12 left to play in the first.
I want to take a second here to also appreciate Nikolov, again, in his place here on the team. He was a call-up from D3, if I'm correct.
Yes.
And he has looked fantastic out there. He's very, very tall, a huge guy to have out there, kind of, again, working for our defense here tonight. And he looks fantastic out on the ice. He fits right in with the rest of the team. Wanted to give a little bit of a highlight to him for that.
Yeah, and one thing that a lot of people don't know about him is in his D3 is Canisius going to score off a tough angle shot there, tying this one up. 12:03 left to play in the first, and Canisius ties the game there. Just looked like a tough angle shot, and Bartlett couldn't see that one. This one going to come off the stick of number 7, Josh Okowicz, tying this game up for the Golden Griffins. Flashes going right back to work.
Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough one to take there. Again, I think the Flashes were really liking the lead they had, and now we are tied once again. Again, the Flashes, I believe, are finding a really good match here against Canisius.
Absolutely. These teams have been playing each other very tough. And, for the Flashes, just got to keep getting right back to what they were doing. Don't let that get deflating. Don't get in their head. Just keep skating hard. It's off the draw. Canisius with possession in their own zone. Okowicz with some time, just scoring that goal. Trying to break out of his own zone. Canisius can't connect on that pass to White through the neutral zone, so Flashes will regain possession. McGuffin now skating through the neutral zone, trying to connect with Kaibas. Kaibas couldn't get a stick on that one, so that's going to go the length of an ice for an icing. They're going to pull this puck back down to the Kent State zone.
I think it's really important here for Kent State to really put back on the offensive pressure. Again, they played a lot of defense there, and I think that's where Canisius kind of got lucky, is they had a lot of sustained pressure. And, if you get so many shots, one of them is going to get lucky and go in. So I really want to see Kent State kind of put the offensive pressure back on like it was super early in the game.
Absolutely. They had that early lead, but can't get comfortable with that. One is never enough in this league. Flash has got to keep piling them on. Bianca going to skate all the way in. Initial shot there, saved by LaPierre. Rebound bounced around for a second. Nice job by Bianca putting the pressure on Canisius defense. As Bowen in his own zone, plenty of time. Bowen going to go cross ice, trying to connect on that home run pass there, but Holmes will touch this one up for an icing as he couldn't connect. It's going to pull this puck down to the Canisius zone now for an icing.
Really, really good to see that icing come back here for the Flashes again and kind of give them another chance to get that offensive zone face-off to, once again, hopefully lead to that offensive pressure that we're really hoping to see here at this point in the game.
How about this line on the ice right now? Tychelis, Casey, Coping, and Barry. They played great last night, and Barry had the early one in this one. That line back out on the ice in this crucial offensive face-off. It's a big hit there in the far corner boards. Looking at Titleist Casey there. They still remember from last night due to Golden Griffins. Centering pass there from Barry. Barry takes a tough check into the corner boards. Kent State still threatening. Ceiling wipes out now. Canisius really ramping up the physicality on this shift. As that puck skips out of the zone. Canisius remembers that line from yesterday's. They laid a couple big hits there off the puck. Puck skates out of the zone for the Flashes. Flashes in the neutral zone with some time to recover here. Barry just going to hit the red line and dump it in deep. And they didn't give Barry the red line there, it looks like, so they're going to give Canisius the icing call there. Puck goes back to the Kent State zone, almost at the halfway point in this first period. 10:20 left to play.
A bit of a generous icing, if I will say. A bit of a generous icing there. Canisius' energy, it's so odd because, again, they play with a very consistent energy level, and then they get these bursts where for like 2 minutes they are so physical, they're skating so hard. And, like, we saw it right there. Like, those were some hard hits that they had there in those corners.
And definitely got to think that stems from that altercation last night with that line they had. Titleist Casey being the main culprit there. Wanted to drop the gloves with Luke White. Luke White didn't have a go at it, but that line gave them a lot of trouble last night, and that shift it seemed like they remembered what happened. It's now Canisius in the offensive zone. Kent State trying to get going the other way. Flash is trying to break out. Can't connect on that pass to get it out of the zone now. Nice job. Bayard Sturchel staying with that puck to stay with it. No icing whistle there. Jardine skating hard for this puck in the Canisius zone. Jardine lays a good check into the boards here. Now Okowick's going the other way. Okowick's going to play one over to Goodwin. He's in the offensive zone for the Golden Griffins. Goodwin going to turn, circle back, look for an option. He connects with the pass at the blue, and that shot blocked out in front off the skate of Liam Norton. Nice job by him. Canisius still has the puck in the Kent State zone, however. At the blue line now, Wicks with the puck. Wicks going to play one over to DiPerdrina. DiPerdrina's shot blocked out in front once again by Norton. Good job by him. Flashes still can't clear the zone. DiPerdrina going to try a centering pass there. Nobody home for the Golden Griffins. Jardine just going to try to chip this one out of the defensive zone. Not enough mustard on that one to get it out. Jardine going to try it again. Canisius still keeping it at the blue line, but off the skate there of Jack Hale and out of the zone. Canisius will have to regroup. Kent State going for a super quick line change because Canisius right back in the zone now. Wicks spins away from a hit there. Quick shot there off the side of the cage of Bartlett. Kent State spending a lot of time in the defensive zone here in these last few minutes. Got to get going the other way. Canisius tying this puck up in the far boards now. Both teams jarring for possession. Some pushing and shoving. Norton getting pushed and shoved. Seaman unfazed there. Norton just always in the middle of it. Coogan had some extra jabs there for Norton. Norton didn't seem too fazed by those. It's Kent State now the other way in the offensive zone, but quickly that puck escapes and now rolls all the way back into the Kent State zone. Flash is going to take some time to move up the ice now. Now here comes Avellino skating hard with this one. Avellino all the way down the right dot, going to try to take it behind the net there. Trying to leave it for Cole Bianca. Bianca now tied up with Viney. Viney trying to push this puck out of the Canisius zone. Nice job there by McGuffin stepping up in the play, but takes a weird bounce off a Canisius player. That puck exits the zone. Flash is going to dump it in deep once again, but Canisius has time to skate out here. Bowen stick checked away there, and Kaibas going to pick this puck up. It's still in the offensive zone off the back of his skate. Hopped off his stick for a second. Kaibas takes a bump from two players. Parker, one-timer, and they score! Nice pass there to Cole Biancan. Tic-tac-toe for the Flashes. Matthew Parker with a beautiful pass, and Biancan will finish that one off. That's going to make the score 2-1 with 7:31 left to play in the first period.
That was a beautiful, beautiful pass. Again, I heard Biancan calling for it on the opposite side of the ice there, but getting that pass so well placed so he can just get that right in the back of the net. Fantastic, fantastic job by both of them. That was a treat to watch.
That was a beautiful pass there by Matthew Parker, and Bianca just finished the job. Good job by the Flashes, punching right back on the Golden Griffins. Building that lead right back up. Flashes going right back to work off the next face-off here. Pagano stepped up, got it out of the zone, trying to get it to Hansen. Sealing tied up with him. Sealing takes a bump from another Canisius player. Flashes trying to skate out. Puck just rolling around in the neutral zone. Neither team can control this one cleanly. Now Pagano going to dump it in deep into the Kent State zone. Bartlett out behind his own net to slow this one down. The chip one over to Falkowski. Flashes clear the zone, but onto the stick of the Golden Griffins once again. Pagano going to play it right over to Hansen. Hansen skates in left dot. Hansen going to cut in on Bartlett. Nice save there by Bartlett. Rebound attempt. Bartlett finds it through some traffic. Just going to hold that one. And Falkowski and Ellison pushing and shoving on Pagano. Falkowski and Pagano still exchanging some words there as another crowd forms. Falkowski just protecting his netminder, Bartlett. Canisius trying to play the instigator role here tonight. Flash is not having it.
Canisius cannot come into this game playing the instigator role after they declined that fight yesterday. Again,
Yes.
if we remember, Titleist Casey tried to fight, I believe that was White, correct?
Yes.
Yesterday, and the challenge was not responded to. He was given a no there on that. So for them to try to instigate all that today, no.
And Kent State, one of the best instigating teams in my opinion. No bias there, but Kent State does a good job at that role, and they play that game very well. And I'm sure they're up for the challenge from Canisius if they are going to offer. As Nikolov trying to break out of his own zone. Turnover there, quick shot just wide of the net of Bartlett. Dangerous chance there for the Golden Griffins. Another shot from the point goes wide of the net of Bartlett. Canisius still threatening. Good block there initially by Miller, but a rebound attempt from the blue line. Puck bouncing around right in front of Bartlett. Flashes just trying to swipe that one away, and they do. Just going to be sent out of the zone now. Nice job by the Kent State defense. Giving Bartlett some room to breathe there. Offside warning. Flashes will have to clear the offensive zone. And picked up by Okowicz. Okowicz going to take it up center ice through the neutral zone and into the offensive zone for the Golden Griffins. Okowicz, he is met by Kyle Holmes, who lays a huge hit there. Nice job by Kyle Holmes. As Kent State going the other way now. Holmes making defense to offense. Jardine skating in for the Flashes. Jardine going to skate in right dot. Jardine all the way around the net. Centering pass. They're looking for Norton. Puck still bouncing around. Jardine going to pick that puck up. Going to go top point to McGuffin. McGuffin takes a bump there from Haskins. And now Canisius will clear the zone and get going the other way. DePerdrina now. DePerdrina going to skate in right dot. DePerdrina going to leave one for Coogan. Coogan could try to skate around McGuffin there. McGuffin shuts that down. Puck tied up in the far corner now. Both teams looking for possession. Canisius skates out with possession. Going to slide one over to Wicks. He can't control that pass cleanly. Just going to throw one into the crowd of traffic in front of Bartlett. Wicks with the possession once again. Going to go a centering pass there. Top point there. Shot. Another save by Bartlett. Kaibas just trying to clear the zone here. Swung around the end boards by Goodwin. He's going to go all the way around to Liam Wicks. He's met by two Flashes there. Both teams tied up once again. Less than 5 minutes to play in this first period as time winds down. Puck not moving here. Both teams jarring for possession. Puck still not moving in the far corner in the Kent State boards. No whistle here from the refs just yet. Puck move finally. Taken down there by Norton. Good hit by him. And Kent State clears the zone. Canisius right back to it, though, as Kent State skated off of the line change. Here comes Wicks now. Wicks going to skate in. His shot blocked out in front. Nice job by the Kent State defense, and now they're going the other way. 3-on-2 chance building here. Biancan centering pass just past Jack Hale, just wide of the net there. As Canisius clears the zone, they're going to send it the length of the ice. No touch there, so that will get whistled down for an icing, bringing this puck back to the Canisius zone. Ozone draw coming up for the Flashes.
Once again, the Flashes with a great offensive chance there. I love that they've been doing a lot of those like cross ice passes right in front of the crease. Again, that's really how you can kind of get a goaltender out of position, and they've done a fantastic job with that tonight. We saw it earlier on the goal from Biancan, and again, we saw a little bit of it there again as well. It seems like that's what they're going with tonight.
Kaibas skates in. He dances around a few defenders. He tries a pass over to Hale there. Just couldn't finish on that attempt. Flash is still threatening. Another shot from the point gets deflected out in front, just over the net there of LaPierre. Biancan staying with this one, however. Goodwin trying to clear the zone. Hale takes a tumble into the boards. Canisius going the other way now. Viney tried to pass for Wicks, but they're just going to skate off for the line changes. They couldn't connect. Now Kent State with plenty of time to regroup here. Biancan going to chip one over to Kaibas. Kaibas gliding into the offensive zone. Sticked away there by the Canisius defense. Kaibas staying with the play, however. Looks like we're going to get our first penalty of the game, and it looks like Cornell Kaibas, it looks like he's going to get called for a hooking there as he skates over to the box. Flash is going to have to go on the penalty kill.
All right. I mean, I think that's fair. There was a kind of a lot of like a kind of, I don't know what scuffle? Maybe that's what I'm looking for. There was kind of a scuffle going on there. I don't know if I saw a distinct hooking, but I also understand the refs wanting to call something there before the game gets out of hand, at least when it comes to physicality. So the Flash is going on the penalty kill here, but once again, I love the Flash's penalty kill, so I'm excited to see what they're able to do here.
Absolutely. First look at the Canisius power play tonight. So they're going to get this O-zone draw at the right dot, and they win possession off the face-off. Canisius looking to respond to the Flashes' goal from Biancan. Canisius just dancing around at the blue line now. Haskins going to skate this one in down low at the right dot. Haskins looking for an option, going to play it behind the net. He's going to find his teammate there. Back to the top of the blue line. Shot there from the point. Gets deflected out in front, but hops over the net of Bartlett there. Canisius still with possession cleanly. Coogan now. He's going to try to make a move. Nice stick work there by the Flashes on the penalty kill. Jardine just going to play one over to Norton. Norton pretends like he's going to the offensive zone, going to turn and play one back to Holmes. Holmes just going to send it the length of the ice. Now Norton skating hard down the ice, trying to meet LaPierre. Nobody home for LaPierre. Lucky to get away from Norton there. Bowen with some time now. Bowen going to break out of the zone. He's going to play it up to Coogan. Coogan out into the offensive zone for the Golden Griffins. Going to play one over to Okowicz. Okowicz just going to send this one down low for French. Flashes pick this puck up. Just need a little bit more to muscle this one out of the zone. Nice job by Bowen at the blue line. Keeping it in for the Golden Griffins. Just going to send it in back deep around the end boards. Sturchill just going to rifle that one around the end boards. And that's going to go the length of the ice. Canisius will have to regroup. Just 45 seconds left on the power play for the Golden Griffins. Going to try to get another good rush up the ice. The sparing seconds that they do have. Here comes Rivet now up the left side all the way into the offensive zone. Rivet going to cut towards Bartlett. Now behind the net. Rivet, puck bouncing on him a little bit as he's shadowed by a Kent State defender. Rivet trying to tie somebody up in the boards. Sturchill swings that one out there. And Rivet going to dump Sturchill into his own bench. Those two jawing at it. And that's going to draw a penalty. Let's see what the refs are going to call here. He motioned over to Sturchill at the Kent State bench, but I would have to think that Nate Rivet's going to have to go to the box here as well. Let's see who they're going to take. Refs motioning for the players. And there goes number 25, Nate Rivet. He's skating over to the bench. It looks like they are going to pull Sturchill here to the penalty box as well.
What are they calling on Sturchill there, though? Because all I saw was him get dumped into the bench.
It looked like he took a mean cross check there from Rivet into his own bench. Not really sure what they're getting Sturchill for there. He's not happy in the box trying to plead his case there, but the ref not hearing it. Ref now talking to alternate captain Nick Falkowski, explaining the reasoning for that penalty. And I would agree with you, Max, there. That seemed like more of a penalty on Rivet than anything. Sturchill.
All I really saw there, I didn't see a back and forth. I just kind of saw Sturchill get dumped into the bench hard, which realistically probably would be an interference call because I don't believe he had the puck or anything. So I'm a little confused why he's in the box here as well. The only thing I could even think they could call there would be an embellishment, but that obviously wasn't embellished.
Yeah, a little confused on that one as well for me, Max. We'll see what the refs say here. Regardless, 21 seconds on that initial penalty for Kent State. And then it looks like we might get some 4-on-4 hockey here, Max. With 2 minutes left to play on the dot in the first period, it's going to be some 4-on-4 time for the rest of this one after this initial 21 seconds.
I'm confused, though, because Kent State was already on the penalty kill. So for 4-on-4, there's two guys in the box. I don't really understand at all.
Yeah, weird call there from the
and
refs here.
They didn't put any penalties on the board. Hold on.
A little bit of a weird situation here at the Kent State Ice Arena. Flashes. They did call embellishing, it looks like, on Sturchill. Don't really agree with that one, but nonetheless, Flashes will have to live with it. As now Avellino with tons of time to skate out here. He's got reinforcements with him. 3-on-2 forming. Avellino going to play one over to Kaibas. Kaibas shot just sticked away there by LaPierre. Kaibas going to pick this puck up. Going to go cross ice. Quick shot there. Gloved up out of the air by LaPierre, and he will hold that one. Minute 26 left to play in the first. Kaibas out of the box.
If I'm not mistaken, they called an embellishment on Sturchill for that call, which I think is crazy.
So
I would also love to announce to you how long we have left here on this 4-on-4. Oh, 5-on-4? I'm confused.
It looks like 5-on-5. It looks like they traded penalties there, and they're not going to go 4-on-4. It looks like the ref's going to give them 5-on-5 time here. A little bit confused by that one, but nonetheless, the Flashes will have to live with it. As Sealing skates out of his own zone here. Now going to play one up to Bianchi. Bianchi skates in the offensive zone for the Flashes. He connects on a pass. Shot there from Sealing just wide of the net there of LaPierre. 1 minute left to play in the first period now. Time winding down, getting ready to go to the first intermission. Let's see what unfolds here in this last little bit. Bartlett out behind his own net, going to play one over to Falkowski. Falkowski going to go behind the boards, bounce pass there to Sealing. Now flashes break out. Here comes Jardine. Jardine carrying here up the right side. Jardine going to skate it all the way around the net of LaPierre. Jardine looking for a centering option. Jardine going to keep it on his stick. Now to center ice. Jardine down low. One-time shot there from Kaibas off the side of the cage. Flash is still buzzing here at the blue line. McGuffin keeps us in but finds a stick of Goodwin. And Goodwin going to skate it out of the offensive zone. Goodwin skates around 2 defenders there. Goodwin all the way into the offensive zone. He's broken up there by Kyle Holmes. Nice job by him shutting down that chance. Quick shot there. Nice save by Bartlett, pushing out his blue paint to meet that shot. And he'll cover it up for a whistle. 13.4 left to play in the first.
Great job by Bartlett, and I really like how the Flashes are looking. Again, after Kaibas came out of the box, he came out with a lot of energy, and I'm seeing a lot of energy right now from the Flashes in general. Again, they had a couple of those breakaways that really kind of squeaked through the defense from Canisius, and hoping to see them get this offensive rush once again.
Seconds winding down here, just 5 seconds. Flashes with possession, going to skate it up the right side of the ice here, across the red line. But time expires there, and after the whistle, Canisius taking exception to that late shot from Jardine. Jardine getting pushed and shoved by a number of Golden Griffins. McGuffin now in there, and a big scuffle piling up right in front of us here. Wicks in the middle of it, Jardine a little bit in the middle of it. The Golden Griffins took exception to that late shot at the buzzer there from Jules Jardine. Flashes just playing to the whistle, but Golden Griffins took some exception to it. Refs separating them, and both teams will walk off to the benches. Canisius now yelling at the refs here. A little bit of a scene unfolding at the Kent State Ice Arena. Canisius not happy with the referees here. All the Golden Griffers players with something to say to the referees as they walk back to the benches. Flashes heading back to the locker room as well.
Yeah, I apologize for my silence there. I was kind of trying to listen, and pretty much every single Griffins player was insulting the referees as they were walking the locker room. So interesting to see. Interesting if that's going to get them any extra points, later in the game.
Dude, I'm nasty, bro.
All right, you just look at the camera. Luke Berry's here joining me down on the ice, and he got us rolling starting off hot tonight. We're up 2-1, and you got the first score in the net. Energy's looking pretty hot from the crowd. Can you tell me how it's feeling out on the ice?
Yeah, it feels great. I mean, I made a dumb play at the blue line, so I had to recover well, but it feels good to go up first and still leading the game.
We got pretty physical yesterday, and there at the end, we got a little physical again tonight. Do you think this is going to be a really big physicality?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really chippy game. It already started out hot off the start, and yesterday got chippy towards the end. So.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
this second period, live from the Kent State Ice Arena. As both teams making their way back onto the benches, which was a little bit of a chippy end to that first period, a little bit of a scuffle there to end the first. Both teams going to start. Power plays are over now, so penalties are killed. Both teams going to be at even strength. And the Flashes with a 2-1 lead over the Golden Griffins here to start this second period. And Flashes just got to keep the foot on the gas. Did a great job in that first period, bringing the intensity, bringing the energy, and putting pucks on net. And that gives them the lead here up to this point. Flashes just got to keep doing what they're doing to recycle that approach. Canisius bench having a little bit of a celebration. Not sure what they're super fired up about, but Flashes calm and composed and ready to get this one back underway as starting lines make their way back out onto the ice.
Again, I'm really hoping to see the Flashes kind of continue what they were doing last period. Again, I feel like they had a very strong game during the last period, and I'm really hoping to see them continue that offensive pressure. That seems to be the word of the day, offensive pressure.
Absolutely, Max. Sticks banging against the benches now as we get ready to drop this puck. Players all lined up at the dots now. Looks like one player was missing from the fastest starting line. Jardine just hopped over the boards, and now we are ready to get this one going. Puck is down. Little tie-up off the draw, skating out with possession. Mike Miller had it for a second for the Golden Flashes, but he lost the handle. But nonetheless, this puck makes its way back into the Kent State zone. Miller with possession once again. He's going to snap a pass over to Jardine up the right side of the ice. Jardine going to try to get this puck down low. He goes cross-ice looking for Norton on the one-timer, just fanned on that one. Flashes still in the offensive zone. Jardine with the possession in the right corner. He tries a centering pass. Puck rolled off his stick. Didn't get where he wanted it. And now DePerdrina for the Golden Griffins going to try to push this puck out. Kept in by Miller. Miller goes cross-ice looking for Norton to win this one. Norton wins it. And stepping up are the Flashes from the blue line. Miller going to send this one down low. Norton with a quick shot. Deflected out in front. Miller with possession. Going to center pass for Norton once again. And he scores! Liam Norton, top corner. And that's going to give the Flashes a 3-1 lead super early in this second period. 19-13 left to play. But Norton, what a shot by him.
He hit the Eagle celly, the Evgeny Kuznetsov celly there. Love to see it. Again, great goal there for Liam Norton. Again, I've been unable to not mention him throughout the games. The last few, he has come out with so much energy. So seeing him get that goal right there, fantastic. I love to see it.
Absolutely, and that Jardine, Miller, and Norton line just keeps producing. That's all they can do when they're on the ice. Racking up the points here for the Flashes. Now Golden Flashes rocking a 2-goal lead. As they go right back to work. Biancan skates this one all the way down low on LaPierre. Kaibas there to give him some assists. Pagano now picks this puck up the right side. He's going to try to clear the zone, but finds a stick of Bianca. Bianca going to let a shot go, but LaPierre just going to glove that one up. Ozone draw coming up for the Flashes.
This is a big chance again for the Flashes. Again, I'm really hoping to see them hold this lead and maybe kind of take a step back and play some defense. Once again, they've had a great showing here so far, keeping the energy up. So seeing them continue that on defense is going to be big for momentum of the game.
Kaibas tries a centering pass to Biancan. Puck sticked away by the Canisius defense. Kaibas finds this puck along the left boards. He tries a shot, gloved out of the air by LaPierre. He squeezed that one, and we'll get another ozone draw for the Golden Flashes.
A lot of short stoppages here kind of to start the second, which I'm going to be honest, I don't love. I feel like it messes with the momentum. It kind of gets my head out of it, but a lot of face-off opportunities for the Flashes, which I feel like that is one area they've been absolutely dominant on compared to Canisius. I feel like they're winning 3/4 of the face-offs we've seen them have tonight and last night.
Absolutely. That's been the story of the weekend. And the time of possession reflects that as Canisius sends this puck the length of the ice. No touch in the neutral zone, so an icing whistle will be called. Flashes with yet another ozone draw to start this second period. And gotta love this start to the second period for the Golden Flashes, just dominating the offensive possession time.
Absolutely. In this first minute and a half, I don't think Canisius has really gotten it out of the zone a single time. At least not that isn't iced and comes immediately back.
Kaibas toe drag shot just wide of the net there. Picked up by the Flashes. Avellino going to leave one for Bianca. Bianca goes cross ice. It's going to connect with Falkowski. Falkowski going to shovel one down into the end boards. Bianca going to pick this puck up for the Flashes. Going to shovel it up to Avellino. Avellino going to send it to Sealing. Sealing going to try a pass over to Avellino. His shot wide of the net. Falkowski going to step up in the play from the blue line, trying to control possession of that puck, but Canisius has possession momentarily. Just can't clear the zone, however. That puck stick into the netting, up and out of play, so we will get a stoppage. 17:56 left to play in the second. Both teams skating off for a line change.
Once again, the Flashes starting off the period. Again, a lot of consistent possession time for them, which, I mean, although they're up 2, and, I would typically say to kind of turn on more of a defensive game, sometimes the best defense you can play is more offense.
Absolutely, Max. I think that's a great point. Flashes just got to keep doing what they're doing and keep those wheels churning. It's Canisius now with their first offensive zone possession here, but Angel Nikolov with plenty of time to get this puck out for the Flashes. He takes a tumble to the ice there. That play is going to be whistled dead. Nikolov slid all the way around the boards there. It looks like we are going to get a penalty against Canisius. Flash is going to go to the power play. It's going to be number 88, Colin Bandelian. He's going to go for 2 minutes on the trip there on Angel Nikolov. And we're going to get our first look at the Kent State power play now.
Great job by Nikolov to draw that penalty. Again, he's a big guy, so it's probably pretty easy to kind of trip him up a little bit on accident there. But, again, good job by him to kind of, not get any retaliatory penalties. We've seen a couple of those lately. So good for him to not kind of take that extra and be able to get the Flashes here on the power play.
Absolutely. Good opportunity for the Flashes to build upon this lead and really create some separation in this one. It's Kaibas with the puck near the blue line. Going to play one over to Bianca and right dot now. Bianca goes center ice for Kaibas. Quick shot there off the draw. And they score off the one-timer. What a shot there. Jules Jardine buried that one in the back of the net. And he's going to give your Flashes a 4-1 lead now with 17-18 left to play in the second period. What a power play there for Kent State.
This has been a fantastic game tonight for the Flashes. Again, now they are up 3 at this point. Really had a lot of consistent energy. And, again, now they have 4 goals within essentially the first 23 minutes, let's say, maybe some change. So fantastic, fantastic effort by them to, again, get the scoreboard that high this early on. And, I mean, obviously, as we've talked about before, you got to play the full 60 minutes. You can't quit now and just coast for the rest of the game. But being up by 3 is definitely comforting for them.
Absolutely. Couldn't ask for a better start for the Golden Flashes to open this one up, and they're still threatening. Once again, Holmes with the shot off the post, ringed off the post. Heartbreaker there for Kyle Holmes, looking to score in his 100th game, and a huge hit. Justin McGuffin once again back at it, laying a huge hit along the far boards. Flashes just buzzing with energy right now off of these few goals here to start this second period. Canisius going to try and collect themselves in their own zone, try to go up the ice. Flash is going to pick this one up in their own zone now, plenty of time. Kyle Holmes is going to shovel this one along. Knocked down there by French. Puck just tightrope in the blue line. Hale trying to force it out, and he does. And they're going to get an offside whistle there. 16:29 left to play in the second.
You can start to see the Canisius players getting a little frustrated. You saw there at kind of that stoppage, and you can hear them slamming the door to the bench there a little bit. But again, some hooting and hollering and yelling, I guess, as well. But the Flashes, they've just been so structurally strong here tonight. They really have every piece lined up for them, which, I mean, you cannot ask for anything more from the Flashes here tonight. They've looked great, and I understand Canisius being frustrated.
Absolutely, and for the Flashes, just got to keep doing what they're doing. Continue this pressure all the way into the rest of the game. So Rest finally ready to drop this puck. Puck is down, one back to the Flashes. Falkowski, going to saucer one over to Sealing. Sealing intercepted there by White momentarily. The Flashes get it up to Luke Berry, and now over to Adrian Sanchez. He hops over the boards. Adrian Sanchez with a quick shot off the glove of LaPierre, up and out of play. That's going to blow this play dead. 16:04 left to play in the second.
The Flash is getting that offensive zone face-off again here as well, which huge opportunity for them, again, as if they need any more. They have been so good here tonight. Again, that was a very smart heads-up play there by Adrian Sanchez to get them that offensive zone face-off there with that shot.
And now they win possession. Sealing going to slide one over to Falkowski. Gets deflected out front, high and over the net of LaPierre. Flash is still threatening with this puck, however. Puck bouncing around in center ice of the Canisius zone. Sealing just going to dump it in deep, looking for his team to win this one. Puck takes the deflection up and out of play, and we'll get another stoppage. 15:45 left to play in the second now.
A lot of these quick stoppages, which does mean a lot of line changes. So we're getting a lot of new fresh legs on the ice, and the lines are coming out cohesively and all together in one go. So, again, good opportunity there for them to kind of regroup on these quick stoppages with these line changes.
Canisius wins possession off that face-off back to Hansen. Now they look to get going the other way. Falkowski racing for the icing, and the ref's going to give it to Falkowski. Nice job and good hustle by Nick Falkowski, racing back for that puck to get the icing whistle for the Flashes. So they'll pull this puck back to the Canisius zone, and yet another offensive zone draw, which has been the story of the start of this second period.
Absolutely. I feel like every stoppage we're getting, it's leading to another offensive zone faceoff here for the Flashes, which, again, very good for them. However, I would like the game to get rolling a little bit more without so many of these stoppages.
Flashes in the Canisius zone, right dot. Puck down. Canisius tries to clear the zone, and they do. Just enough on that one to get past the blue line. Flash is going to have to regroup in the neutral zone. Canisius trying to push this one through center ice. But back to retrieve this one is Odd Sturchill. Odd Sturchill just going to swing one around for Nikolov. He goes between the legs and finds Jardine. Jardine now breaking out the other way. Tries to go cross ice for Miller there. Miller still skating with this puck. Norton there to give him some assist. Miller picks this puck up, centering pass there. Just off the stick of a Kent State player out in front. Now Canisius going the other way. Puck takes a deflection just off the top of the Canisius bench. And picking this one up is Bryson Miller in his own zone. Going to shovel one along for Jules Jardine. Jardine goes cross ice into the opposite corner for the Flashes. As he's going to skate off. You got a line change here for Kent State. Canisius now pushing this one in the offensive zone. Good stick work there by Justin McGuffin, shutting down that rush. Puck takes a deflection in the air, still in play, however. Quick shot there from the point. Nice save by Bartlett. He's going to cover that one up, and we'll get an offensive zone draw this time for the Golden Griffins with 14:36 left to play in the second.
Great glove by Kyle Bartlett. Oh, boy, that felt like a tongue twister there when I was trying to say it. But he has been fantastic tonight. Again, following up, as we've said, had some gaps between games, but he did play against Kentucky last weekend, and he has really carried over that energy from last week into here, and he's looked fantastic.
Skyboss going to race into the offensive zone. He tries a shot off the mask there a LaPierre. He didn't see it coming. Haskins now in his own zone, turning away from some pressure, trying to get it up the end boards. And they do get it out of the zone, does Canisius. And now they're going to go the other way. Here comes Haskins, racing the other way, turning defense to offense. His shot, Bartlett, easy save for him. Turns that one aside, and he's going to find Cornell Kybas. Kybas going to get this one out of the Kent State zone, trying to connect to Avellino. No icing call there, so LaPierre just going to hold this puck for his teammates. Kybas in the corner of the Canisius zone, battling hard for this puck. Kybas loses that one momentarily. Flash is trying to keep it in, but they cannot as McGuffin is blown by. 2-on-1 chance for him for the Golden Griffins. Centering pass there. Bartlett, what a save! Kicking out the pad there, and Kyle Bartlett will cover that one up. What a save. Kyle Bartlett, his best of the game.
Absolutely. Again, absolutely need to give him some credit here tonight. I mean, part of the reason why the score is 4-1 right now is because he has looked so good in net. Again, it's been a while since we saw him start before that Kentucky game, but he has just been strong in net. He really has some good skills. As we saw right there, his ability to move laterally across the crease has been fantastic here.
Just a highlight reel save from him, shutting down that chance for the Golden Griffins. And a big reason Canisius only has 1 point on the board. And now Flash is going the other way, sealing up the right side of the ice, turned away by LaPierre. Falkowski keeps it in at the blue line. Going to play it back down low for Sealing. Sealing going to try to center a pass. That pass is broken up by a stick in the lane there of a Canisius defender. And they will just clear the zone. Racing back hard for this puck, Luke Berry. Berry battling hard for this puck. Pagano there tied up with him. Canisius trying to get a good offensive possession here. Haven't got one in this period up to this point. Sanchez takes a tumble into the corner. Sealing there to give him some help. Sealing takes a big check from Pagano. This puck just tied up in the near corner boards. Both teams trying to get possession. Berry squeaks that puck out for a second. And now he's Sealing giving some pressure there on Lekumski. Lekumski now loses possession of this puck, and now Luke Berry skating out of the Kent State zone. He hits the red line, switches direction, going to shovel one up to Adrian Sanchez. Sanchez tries a centering pass there for Hale, just a little too far for him. Hale going to send one in back down low for Berry. Berry overskates that puck. DiPadrina going to pick his pocket. Going to pump the brakes behind his own net. DiPadrina going to get going up the right side. And now here comes Canisius going the other way. Liam Wicks trying to lead the rush here. Going to funnel one up to Coogan. Coogan loses the handle on that one. Retrieves that puck in the corner of the Kent State zone. Tied up by Miller. Falkowski there giving Coogan some pressure as well. Puck still along the boards here. Canisius sniffs this one out. One-timer from Wicks, just wide of the net. Canisius trying to generate some shots on Bartlett here. Bartlett rock solid so far in this one. Falkowski behind his own net, pressured by Goodwin. Centering pass for the Golden Griffins. Another shot. Gets blocked out in front. No threat to Bartlett. Flash has just got to clear the zone here. Long shift here. Another shot from the blue line goes wide of the net. Nikolov in a little bit of an altercation with Coogan right in front of us here behind the play, but the Flash is racing up. Here comes Liam Norton between the legs here. Liam Norton with a quick shot there, saved by LaPierre. What a chance for Liam Norton. A dazzling move there, but LaPierre shuts the door on him. Would have been an ESPN top 10 play there for Norton if that one found the back of the net. Nikolov now stepping up in the play. Quick shot from Biankin. Wide of the net there for Jardine on the rebound. Canisius letting some dangerous chances. Flashes just pounding LaPierre. Made a couple good saves there. Canisius just going to hit the red line and skate off for the change. Flashes with some time to regroup. McGuffin going to push this puck up. He's going to find Jardine. Jardine all the way up the left wing. He's going to try a center pass for Biankin. That pass gets blocked out in front. Bianca tied up in the corner boards, looking for some help from his teammates. Jardine going to step up in the play. Can't find that puck. Now DiPadrina going to push it into the offensive zone. Excuse me, that is Luke White pushing this one in the offensive zone for Canisius. But Kaibas finds this puck in his own zone. Now going to play one up to Avellino. Avellino up the left side with some speed. Avellino skating all the way on net on LaPierre off the side of the cage. Kaibas now in the corner. Going to play one over to Avellino. Avellino backhanded chance there. LaPierre just going to cover that one up, and we will get a whistle. 10:38 left to play in the second period, almost halfway through this one.
The Flashes have really kept up the intensity. Again, despite being ahead 3, they have really, really been pushing very hard for these offensive chances. Again, got to highlight that sequence by Liam Norton. Again, I just felt myself light up when I saw it. He managed to dance around all of those defenders, get a really good shot in on net. Unfortunately, LaPierre did block that. But again, fantastic effort there by him.
Bianca going to try a shot down, looking for the deflection out in front. Another good save there by LaPierre. Flashes really ramping up the pressure here. Kaibas going to skate to center ice, left out now. His shot, rebound attempt out in front, and they score! Once again, that one cleaned up by TJ Avellino, and he's going to give the Flashes a 5-1 lead with 10:17 left to play in this second period. Flashes piling it on here in this second period. What a period by them.
You cannot ask for anything else here from the Flashes tonight, being up for about halfway through the game at this point. Fantastic look for them here tonight. Again, a huge confidence-building game, I think, here. So far this weekend, just in general, has, I think, really helped them get their confidence back after playing such a tough team as Kentucky.
Absolutely, Max. This is such a good response from the Golden Flashes. This is what you want to see. You can't let those tough weekends get the best of you and let it compound and turn into more bad weekends. So just an excellent response from them, and they are really bringing it to Canisius right now.
Absolutely, and again, especially being down a couple of super core players that are very important to the way that they play the game. Watching them be able to come like this, and again, see different leaders kind of take form. Again, I highlighted that a lot yesterday, but we're really seeing some different players kind of take a leadership role on their respective lines, and that's been awesome to see, at least for me.
Absolutely. Just shows you the true depth that the Golden Flashes really have. They have so many good players on this team, and even with some of their star-studded players out of the lineup, some of these players really stepping up and showing the value they bring to this team. The Flashes playing an excellent style of hockey here this weekend so far. Just got to bring it to the finish line now as we are over the halfway point of this one. 9:45 left in the second period as this puck tied up in the Kent State zone now. Pile of players forming in the far corner boards. Flashes find possession. Nikolov going to wait and look for a pass, try to get it through. Shut down there by Bandelian. And now Barlett out behind his net, going to send one around the boards for Odd Sturchill. Odd Sturchill going to find Parker. Parker just going to float this one into center ice. Now, good check there by Titleist. Casey behind the play, but Canisius with possession. And here come the Golden Griffins. Quick shot there. Barlett finds it. Rebound bouncing around. Barlett tried to cover that one up. Puck still bouncing around. Huge hit by Titleist. Casey in the far corner boards to get the Flashes possession. But Canisius picks that puck up through the neutral zone. Parker battling for possession. Canisius going to dump it in deep. Bartlett with some pressure coming. Pagano there for the Golden Griffins, bringing the pressure. Nikolov patient with that puck. And another big collision behind the play. Odd Sturchill meeting Lakomsky there. And now here comes the Flashes the other way. 2-on-2 chance here for him. And Barry tries a shot. Fans off his stick there. Couldn't get it off cleanly. A few new players on the ice for the Golden Flashes. Hitting the line is DiPadrina. He's going to dump it in deep for the Golden Griffins. Lakomsky going to pick that puck up. Good defensive work there by Kyle Holmes to shut that down. Could have been dangerous. Is now Miller up the left side across the red line into the offensive zone. Going to leave one for Norton at the left dot. He's going to try a centering pass. Was looking for Jardine. But Guffin can't keep that one at the blue line, so he's going to have to race back to his own zone with some pressure on the way. He's going to slide one over to Kyle Holmes. Holmes going to find Jardine, who's going to look for Miller. Skating hard for this puck is Norton once again. Liam Norton battling for this puck behind the play. Canisius can't clear the zone. Now Avellino stepping up in the play, fresh off the bench. He's tied up in the far corner. Norton really racing hard for this puck. Norton going to pick it up in the corner. Norton going to shovel one along for Avellino. He tries a centering pass, was looking for Miller there, but Canisius intercepts that one, and they're going the other way now. Pagano leading the rush for the Golden Griffins. His chance, saved by Bartlett there, and we will get a whistle. 7:51 left to play in the second.
Again, the Flashes, again, if anything, after each one of these goals, they are turning the intensity up. They have really, really, really kept with it. I've loved to see some of the plays that they're going for here. Keeping up the physicality as well. There were a couple big hits into the boards here back in Kent State's zone.
Absolutely, Max. You make some great points there. Flashes just playing an outstanding game. Not enough good words to say about their game here this afternoon. So they get going to the offensive zone once again. Kaibas going to use Sealing as a human decoy there. Going to skate around, send it along the end boards. It's going to be picked up there by Avellino. That puck cleared there nicely there by Goodwin. Goodwin just going to send it the length of the ice, however. No touch from Canisius. No icing whistle there. Sealing turning away from some pressure. Now he's going to take it himself up the left side. Here comes Chase and Sealing up the left wing. Going to take it all the way into the offensive zone. Evades a bump there. Still with the puck on his stick. Sealing going to try to send one around the end boards. Loses the handle on that one. Takes a tumble to the ice now. Picked up by the Flashes. Bianca with some time. He tries a centering pass. Squeaked all the way through the lane there. Now retrieved by Kaibas in the corner. Kaibas goes back down low for Avellino. Avellino going to play one back to top point for Falkowski. Falkowski going to take it himself. He tries a centering pass. Just a little too far for Bianca. Canisius breaking out of the zone now. Here come the Golden Griffins. Okowicz with the goal for the Golden Griffins. He's going to skate in. Okowicz going to try to play one back up along the boards. Can't connect cleanly on that pass. Bianca just going to try to send it out of his own zone, but off the ceiling, so we will get that play whistled down. 6:42 left to play in the second.
Kaibas's puck handling skills are absolutely fantastic. He really has a way of kind of picking the pockets of the other team. We even saw it there on defense. He was really able to kind of push that chance away. He found himself at the back of the zone. He stuck with it defensively, and he managed to swat it away and keep the Griffins from getting a really good opportunity.
Absolutely. Kaibas just dazzling when he has that puck. Is now Kent State trying to break out, go the other way. Retrieved by White in the neutral zone for the Golden Griffins, however. French going to leave it for Haskins. Haskins going to try to push this one up. Excuse me, that is not Haskins. That is Bowen. Bowen loses the handle. Kent State just going to send it the length of the ice. That one's going to be touched up for an icing. Going to bring it right back to the Kent State zone.
Once again, keeping the energy up. I feel like I sound like a broken record here, Alex, and I think part of that is because there's not much more you could ask for from the Flashes. Here's usually where I do my complaining, say they need to put more pressure on. The pressure has been on all game offensively and defensively.
Absolutely, Max. Is this puck tied up off the draw? Canisius won back possession momentarily. Sanchez tripped up there as he loses his stick. Power play coming up for the Golden Flashes. Bartlett racing off. Barry not touching this puck. Going to take a little extra bump there from French. And a penalty here from the Golden Griffins. Going to put the Flashes back on the power play now. As Sanchez tied up, he's got some wheels going. Canisius couldn't stand to see him go all the way the length of the ice. And for the Griffins, it's going to be number 55, Matt Bowen, going to the box for 2 minutes on that tripping call. The Flashes get another power play here.
Also, Kyle Bartlett, after that delayed penalty, and again, Luke Berry kind of held it right across the line. I believe it was him. He skated to the bench with a speed I have not seen from a goaltender before. He got off the ice with a quickness never seen before, at least for me. He skated off so quick. Wanted to get that extra man out there for the Flashes on that delayed penalty call.
Absolutely. Love the hustle from him. Got to love the commitment. Always in the game at all times. So locked in is Kyle Bartlett. Kaibas behind the net now. Dancing with this puck. Going to shovel one over to Jardine. Jardine going to play one to Biancan. Biancan going to go right dot. Going to go back Jardine. One-timer from the point. Goes wide of the net there. Now retrieved by Norton. Norton looking for an option. Just going to play one back to Jardine. Jardine top of the blue line. Going to skate in. Going to go right side of the ice here. Going to reverse ice to Bianca. Bianca with a quick shot through some traffic. LaPierre finds that one. He'll absorb that puck. 5:32 left to play in the second. And 1 minute and 26 seconds on the power play left. Flash is still in the offensive zone.
I'm feeling a little greedy here. I really want to see a good power play goal here tonight from your Flashes. Again, already had one on the power play earlier and really want to see them get a second one here. Their power play unit is really, really dangerous when they play it right. And I just love to watch it. I love watching, their passing abilities and really seeing what they're able to cook up on offense.
Kaibas going to play one over to Bianca. Another save there by LaPierre. We'll do it again in the Canisius zone. Kent State still knocking on that door. looking for number 6 tonight, as they're going to get a fresh line on the power play out here on the ice.
Good time to take a change here as well, as we're about halfway through the penalty. We have 1 minute and 15 seconds left here on the power play for the Flashes tonight, and 5 minutes and 20 seconds left in your second period.
Nick Falkowski off the draw with possession, going to feed one over to Kyle Holmes. Those two playing catch, right back to Falkowski, now right back to Holmes. Holmes going to play one down low for Norton. Norton goes cross ice for Falkowski. Quick shot there, saved by LaPierre. Rebound bouncing around. Rebound attempt wide of the net there. Norton with possession, taking his time at the right dot, going to shovel it in down low along the end boards, looking for Hale to retrieve that one for him. This puck finds its way out of the zone and now racing out for the Golden Griffins. Here comes Lekomsky. Lekomsky shorthanded. Nice job by Kyle Holmes getting back on the defensive end. Plays such a sound game defensively for the Golden Flashes, anchoring down that defensive position for them. And he makes another huge play there as the Flashes look to get going the other way. 30 seconds left on the power play. Time for one more good shift here as Kyle Holmes going to skate it in for the Flashes. Left dot going to pause, leave one for Falkowski, who's going to go left dot as well. Going to get it in down low. Going to play one back to Barry. Barry going to unload the shot there. Another save by LaPierre. Puck going up the far boards here. And Canisius will clear the zone. Bartlett out behind his net. Just 10 seconds left on the power play. Flashes trying to push this puck up before Bowen's out of the box here. Now here comes Norton. Norton across the red line. As this penalty expires, Bowen out of the box and right on the ice here. Flashes still in the offensive zone. Tychelis Casey trying to tie that puck up in the corner boards here. Going to shovel it along up the boards. Nikolov going to step up from the blue line. Nice job by him to keep that one in. Going to play one down low for Norton. Norton behind the net now creeping with this puck. Norton looking for an option to get rid of this one. Norton going to play it top for Nikolov. Nikolov lets the one-timer go. Saved there by LaPierre. Good shot from Nikolov. He's got big shot potential. Seen it on display there. Now here comes Canisius, fresh off that penalty kill, trying to go the other way. Broken up there by Sanchez through the neutral zone now. And Nikolov going to retrieve this one from his own zone with plenty of time and space to work with. Nikolov trying to dance around him, man. Risky move there. But the Flashes to no avail. Will get this puck back on their possession. Now Matthew Parker trying to go up the left side, going to play one up for Tychelis Casey. Tychelis Casey just going to dump this one into the Canisius zone, but broken up at the blue line. Zod Sturchel now in his own zone, going to feed one over to his line mate, Nikolov. Parker just going to funnel this one up, looking for Tychelis Casey to win this one. Tychelis Casey on the pressure. Flashes going for a line change behind the play. Time winding down here in this second period as Canisius sneaks into the offensive zone. Nice move by them. Haskins try to move. Puck bouncing around out front. Nice save by Bartlett. Sanchez trying to push this one up the right wing. He's going to find Avellino. Avellino now left side. Now cuts back to center ice. Intercepted there. And now Canisius going the other way once again. Here come the Golden Griffins. Another shot high and wide of the net of Bartlett there. Rings all the way around the end boards to Avellino, and he's got some speed built up. Here comes Avellino. Avellino looking for that centering pass there. Puck comes off its post there, and the refs will blow this play dead. 2:17 left to play in the second period as the refs going to put the net back on the post.
Gotta feel a little bit for LaPierre here because he has just had faced so many good shots, so many dangerous chances all game. He has really looked fantastic tonight. Again, honestly, despite it being 5-1 with the amount of sustained offensive pressure the Flashes have had, he should be proud of himself for how many shots he stopped. He has had some very good saves here tonight. And again, credit where credit is due, as I always say.
Absolutely, Max. Got to give credit to the players playing their hearts out here on the ice. Is off the draw. Kaibas' shot gloved up by LaPierre. And we will do it again in the Canisius zone. Left dot once again, puck down. Canisius wins the draw this time. Flash is going to try to pick this one up before Canisius can clear. But Golden Griffins get this puck out just enough there, but Kaibas was waiting for that one in center ice, but he's going to get whistled down there. Offsides was Cole Bianca, so this puck going to get pulled just outside the Canisius zone. We will get another face-off.
These stoppages here, again, I feel like we've had a lot here once again, kind of disrupts the flow of the game for me, but once again, the Flashes looked fantastic so far. Continue to, again, keep that pressure on despite being up by 4. They are just not letting up even a little bit.
Absolutely. Canisius going to send this one down. No touch by Pagano. That's going to give us another whistle, Max, almost like we summoned that one. Back for an icing back into the Canisius zone. Another O-zone draw for the Flashes, which I feel like a broken record too, Max. I feel like I've said O-zone draw for the Flashes about 100 times a second period. Gotta love it from them.
That's about where I'm at too here, yeah.
But Canisius going to skate out off that draw, up the left side into the Kent State zone. Lekomsky going to drop him back for Hansen. Ceiling just deleted Lekomsky there in the corner. What a hit by him. Love to see the Flashes still playing a physical game, even with a lead there. Canisius back into the zone, turned away with the stick by Carbarlet. Another shot, Okowicz just wide of the net there. Going to ring all the way up and around the boards, and now Kaibas going to pick this one up, and he's got some space to work with. Kaibas all the way in, backhand a chance from Biancan. What a save there by LaPierre. And like you said, Max, credit where credit's due. A great rush from the Flashes, but LaPierre gets the better of Biancan on that one. Was set up by Kaibas.
Despite being down by 4, again, LaPierre is playing like almost like they're in the lead. Like the effort that we saw there from him to stop that chance, fantastic. Again, got to give credit where credit is due. That might be the best save we've seen all night.
Absolutely, Max. Odd Sturchill going to play one over to Nikolov. Another save there by LaPierre. Miller going to retrieve this puck. Tries to go back to the top of the blue line for Odd Sturchill. He was waiting for it, but they can't connect. And now Canisius going to push into the Kent State zone. Canisius tries a centering pass, but nobody home. Instead finds the stick of Jules Jardine. Was waiting for that one. Jardine now hits the red line, goes cross ice, looking for Miller to pick this puck up, and he does. Going to leave one for Norton off the pass there. Shot there, turned away by LaPierre. Puck now behind the net of LaPierre. And going to be retrieved by Jardine. Jardine looking to feed Odd Sturchill here. Odd Sturchill is calling for it. Those two going to switch positions there. Jardine just going to try to shovel one down towards LaPierre, but Canisius was ready for that one as they break out of their zone through the neutral zone now. Nice job there by Odd Sturchill shutting down that rush as Norton's going to pick this puck up. Norton going to play it to himself there past Goodwin. Norton going to turn now, leave it for Nikolov. Just 26 seconds left to play in this second period. Flashes looking to go into the intermission with this 4-goal lead after such an excellent second period. Canisius trying to get a last-minute shot here. 15 seconds now left to play. Nice job by Nikolov shutting down that centering pass from the Golden Griffins as he gets it out of the zone as Jardine going to play it up to Miller. Miller now, tough angle shot there, wide around the net there. Nikolov going to try a shot there. LaPierre turns that one away. 2 seconds left to play, 1 second left to play, and that'll take us to the end of the second period and the second intermission with the score 5-1 in favor of the Kent State Golden Flashes. Just a dynamite period from Kent State. Just an excellent effort. And they get rewarded. They've been playing great all weekend. And after a 1-1 first period score, the Flashes put in 3 in that period. That's going to give them a 5-1 lead to head into the second intermission.
Absolutely. Again, can't ask for anything else here from the Flashes tonight.
And with that, Max, we are going to head to the second intermission. Flashes sporting a 4-goal lead. And when we come back, we will have the third period for you. Stay with us, folks, as we wrap this game up with the final 20 minutes coming your way shortly.
Instagram, I know. All right. TJ's out there making his mark, putting us up 5-1. Are you able to walk me through that play and what you saw out there?
Just saw Coco with the puck, had to trust him. He's always good about getting into the net. Drove the net right there for me, bada bing, bada boom.
This is a very different game from yesterday. We left it up to the third period, and now we're up 5-1. What do you think is the biggest key difference out there?
We have a full lineup tonight. It's good to see all the guys playing, buzzing around out there. So I think that's key, just having all the pieces.
All right, perfect. I'll see you in the third period.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready to bring you this third period. Puck is down, and Kent State skating out with possession. Jardine up the right side of the ice. He's going to try a centering pass, looking for Miller. Pass broken up out in front, off the stick of Coogan. If he's going to take it himself the other way. Left side of the ice now, his shot blocked out in front, up and out of play. That's going to get us our first whistle of the period. Just 19 seconds into this one. Flashes just got to ride this one into the sunset here. Got to work hard for another 19 minutes and 41 seconds and get the job done with a 4-goal lead. Just got to keep playing hard.
Absolutely. Again, keep playing hard. As we've talked about in previous games, play the full 60 minutes. That's really what I want to see from them here tonight.
Holmes trying to send it out along the boards out of his own zone. Holmes just going to go around the headboards, now going to connect with McGuffin. McGuffin going to look for an option up the ice, instead going to take it out of the zone himself, trying to connect all the way up for Jardine. Just a little too far for him, now retrieved by the Golden Griffins. Canisius sending it around the end boards, picked up by Liam Wicks. Wicks just going to chip it along, looking for Coogan to win that one, but instead going to find the stick of Kyle Holmes. And now Miller going to play one. Nice pass by him, going to play it to Holmes. Holmes going to pass for Jardine, wide of the net there. Good look for Jardine. Coogan going to try to chip it out of his own zone, kept in by Miller. Going to send it in back deep. Flash is getting a few new skaters on the ice behind the play. Now in his own zone, picked up by Goodwin. Goodwin going to go cross ice, looking for Wicks to win this one. Wicks with lots of space to work into the offensive zone for the Golden Griffins. His shot saved by Bartlett. Good glove by him. Puck going to stay in the Kent State zone. Defensive zone face-off for the Flashes. Left side of the ice. Puck is down. Canisius wins the drawback. Shot attempt there goes wide from the top of the point. Now centering pass there from the Golden Griffins. Turned away by the Kent State defense. Flashes trying to skate it out of their own zone. Rivet at the blue line, trying to keep it in. To no avail. As Barry now trying to push this puck the other way. Now here comes Jack Hale. Jack Hale with the shot off the stick there of Okowicz. Up and out of play. We'll get another stoppage this time. An O-zone draw coming up for the Golden Flashes.
As I was kind of saying earlier, again, what I'm wanting to see here from the Flashes is take some steps to, practice their defense. When you have a comfortable lead of 4 goals, this is your opportunity to kind of push yourself a little bit outside of your comfort zone and practice things like defense. Again, come and have a really strong defensive presence and work on keeping the energy up for the full 60 minutes while you're ahead.
Absolutely, and off that faceoff, puck just kind of squeaked over to LaPierre. So the Flashes going to do it again, but this time Canisius getting a fresh line on the ice for this possession. Flashes right dot in the Canisius zone, puck down, one back to the Flashes. Hale, backhanded pass there, clears the zone. Flashes gave them the blue line, the referees gave the Flashes the blue line there. Flashes still not offside. Going to keep playing through this whistle here. Puck tied up behind the net of LaPierre. Barry trying to skate out with possession. Canisius going to pick this puck up, trying to clear. Rolls off the stick of the Canisius defender, now picked up by Adrian Sanchez. Sanchez looking for an option, going to go cross ice for Ceilings. Back to Sanchez, one-timer, sticked away there by LaPierre, still in play. Hale going to send it back down low for Barry. Barry takes a bump into the boards, now picked up by Sanchez. He's going to play at top of the blue line for Falkowski, kept in by Ceiling. Ceiling with some space, centering pass for Barry. Puck still rolling around in harm's way, right through the blue paint. Another shot from Ceiling. That shot attempt fans off his stick. Puck still bouncing around. Canisius somehow clears the zone there. Some great offensive pressure by the Flashes. Pagano just going to turn and backhand this one deep into the Kent State zone. First man to that puck is Lekomsky. Lekomsky now tied up by 2 Flashes defenders behind the net of Bartlett. As he waits for some reinforcement. Now going to be picked up by Kaibas. Kaibas got some time and space to work. funnel a pass over. It's going to connect all the way to Biancan. Biancan now right dot, going to turn, pump the brakes, play it back down low for Kaibas to win possession off the stick of Bowen. Bowen takes a tough check into Kaibas, but picked up by Avellino. Avellino at the top of the point, quick shot there, deflected, wide of the net of LaPierre. Puck rolls around the end boards. Biancan going to pick this one up. Centering pass for Kaibas. He's got some space to work, and what a save there by LaPierre. Flashing the glove quickly there. Flashes with another ozone draw coming up, however.
Once again, just not letting their foot off the gas. I kind of want to see some more defense from them, but their offense has been so strong, and they've made it look so effortless and so easy. Again, really battling to keep it in their offensive zone and kind of using their offense as defense in a way.
Absolutely, Max. Don't have to really work too hard on the defensive end when they keep all the offensive pressure in the Canisius zone. Love the approach from the Flashes. So now Canisius going to dump it in deep. Nikolov takes a tough tumble into the boards. Good to see him get up there. Barlett turns that shot 10 away. Now Canisius along the far boards, trying to keep this puck in, and they lose possession now. Skating hard for this puck. Avellino on the tail of DiPerdrina. DiPerdrina just beats him there by a step. DiPerdrina now trying to work out of his own zone. Going to play one up to Wicks. Wicks hits the red line, tries to feed a pass up to Coogan. Now Flash is going to saucer this pass up to Jardine. Jardine racing hard for this puck. No icing whistle there. Canisius send it around the end boards. Looking for DiPerdrina once again. Stepping up in the play is Kaibas, but Coogan now skating out of his own zone. Going to hit the red line. Now into the offensive zone. Going to leave a pass for Goodwin. Goodwin going to try a shot. Gets stick checked there by Holmes. Up and out of play. And we'll get another whistle, this time in the Kent State zone.
Once again, hard to even analyze what the Flashes are doing when they're playing as well as they are with this much of a lead. Again, all I can do here is really highlight some of our players like Kyle Bartlett here as they get that kind of rush. He's right where he needs to be. I feel like every time he's right where he needs to be to kind of block the shot. His positioning has looked great tonight. Again, been a great matchup against Canisius.
Absolutely. Bartlett with a stellar showing here tonight in net for the Flashes. So now Canisius going the other way. Here comes Rivet. Rivet tries a centering pass. Another save by Bartlett, turns that one away. Just kicked the pad out for that one. Kent State trying to skate out of their own zone. Canisius still putting the pressure on. Flashes don't have enough to clear the zone now. Okowicz tied up from behind by Hale. Centering pass there. Okowicz with the shot, and Canisius puts another one on the board as they score, making the score 5-2 with 15-18 left to play in the third. Canisius nets another one. Still a comfortable lead for the Flashes.
Absolutely uncomfortable to see that one there. However, I do love a competitive game. And again, it was getting a little past the grasps of competitiveness, I guess you could say. So don't love to see an extra point on the board, but I always love an underdog. I like seeing somebody, kind of play some effort, try to make the comeback, and that makes it a little more interesting for us here when, again, both teams continue to play with full energy for the full 60 minutes.
Absolutely, Max. Just don't want to see the Flashes let up too much. Zach Canisius' goal going to come courtesy off the stick of number 9, Luke White, giving Canisius their second tally of the night. Canisius trying to go right back to work. Flashes got to protect this lead. Under 15 minutes left to play now in this third period. Now skating up the ice, here comes Jardine. Jardine going to try to do it himself off the post for Jules Jardine. Just hit that top crossbar, inches away from punching right back for the Flashes. Now Hansen into the offensive zone for the Golden Griffins. Hansen going to try a centering pass for Lekomsky. That pass broken up by a stick in the lane of Liam Norton. Norton going to go around the end boards looking for his teammate. He's going to find TJ Avellino. Avellino breaking towards the net of Bartlett. Now going to go over to McGuffin, who's going to find Norton. Norton, backhanded move there to Avellino. 2-on-1 forming for the Flashes. Rolls off the stick of Avellino. Can't control that one cleanly, but finds Kaibas. Kaibas tries to make a move. Stick checked away there by Lekomsky. Good look there for the Flashes. Just couldn't pick it up cleanly. Now Haskins pushing this one deep into the Kent State zone. Tries a centering pass. Nobody home for Canisius as they were mid-line change. Looks like Bartlett took a tumble behind the play. That shot from the point wide of the net. Now Canisius going to slow it down a little bit. Just going to dump it into the corner boards here. Okowicz trying to pick this puck up behind the net. But he is met by a few Kent State defenders. And now here comes Biancan racing the other way. Biancan going to try to take it himself. Biancan all the way in the offensive zone. Drop pass there for Kaibas. Sticked away by the Canisius defense now. And they clear the zone to center ice. Nikolov just going to turn and float one in to the neutral zone once again. Now going to be picked up by Hale. Good effort by him. He's going to find Biancan. Chance here for him for the Flashes. Shot from Biancan goes wide of the net there. Nikolov, way to get over there. Just can't keep it in the blue line. Puck hopped over his stick. Now the Flash is back into the offensive zone. Here comes Cole Biancan. Biancan going to find Kaibas. Kaibas gets in down low, tight to the net there for LaPierre, and he tucks that one in, and they score. Cornell Kaibas, what a move. Skated around his defender and just tucked that one into the back of the net. And he punches back for the Flashes, giving them that 4-goal lead once again, with the score now being 6-2 in favor of Kent State.
Looked like he basically scored that one while on the ground. Again, very interesting to kind of see him be able to tuck that one in there and hit the back of the net and make it 6-2 in your third period. Again, keeping it exciting, giving us something to cheer for here in the third period. And we are back to that 4-goal lead. Whew.
Just a silky move there by Kaibas to tuck that one home. Good job by the Flashes, not giving up on this one. Good hit by Kyle Holmes in front of the penalty box. Good job by the Flashes, not getting complacent, still putting the foot on the gas. Going to play this one all the way to the end and keep building upon that lead. Canisius now with the puck in their own zone. Goodwin going to pick this pass up, going to play across ice for Coogan. Coogan got some space to work. He skates up the left side. Coogan, nice stick check there by Kyle Holmes. Holmes, just a defensive masterclass here today in his 100th game. Great game for him. Okowick's shot from the point turned away by Bartlett. Canisius tries the wraparound attempt there. Bartlett was ready for it. Canisius still with possession. Centering pass there. Canisius with another shot. High and off the behind the glass of Bartlett. Flashes just got to clear the zone here. And they do pick the possession up, and McGuffin just flips this one into center ice. Okowicz for Canisius going to send it back in deep as they go for a line change behind the play. Now McGuffin in the corner board just going to try to turn, but this puck going to go into his own bench there, so that will draw a whistle. We're going to blow this play dead. Just 12:04 left to play in the third.
Once again, I feel like I keep saying this, but the Flashes have done everything right tonight, and I hope they take how they've played here tonight and bring it into the rest of the games for the rest of the season. Again, we're kind of coming up towards the end of the season. Again, playoffs not too far out, and they have really been playing the 60 minutes and playing hard all night tonight.
Absolutely, Max, you are right. They are ready for that playoff push, and off the rush, quick shot there from Sealing there. Turned away by LaPierre. Now Bowen with possession in his own zone. Gonna look to get this puck going the other way. Looks like a Viney stick breaks there. Turnover there for the Flashes. Shot there wide of the net from Bryson Miller. Jardine tries a centering pass. French now with the puck on his stick. He's gonna get one up to Rivet. And Rivet's gonna carry this one for the Golden Griffins. Nice job there by Odd Sturchel, sticking that one away. Sealing with that stick check there. Nice job by him. Now Falkowski behind his own net. Gonna leave this one, get the Flashes going the other way. Gonna play it over to Jardine. Jardine across the red line, now into the offensive zone. Jardine skates in, right dot, all the way around the net. LaPierre tries to tuck one in, looking for Miller to win this puck. Puck still bouncing around. Neither team could get possession, but Canisius finds that one through the little crowd there. Pagano couldn't get that one cleanly. Kent State just gonna float one into the glove of LaPierre, and he'll drop it for DiPadrina. DiPadrina now gonna take his time, looking for an option. Now Canisius trying to get going up the ice. Intercepted through the neutral zone. Pagano blows a tire there. He takes a tumble to the ice. Now here comes Kaibas through the left dot here. Kaibas toe drag move, backhanded shot. Nice save there by LaPierre. Kaibas almost had another highlight reel move there. But Canisius does clear the zone. Now here come the Golden Griffins going the other way. Gloves still on the ice there from a Canisius player. I believe Pagano. DiPadrina shot attempt. Fans on that one. Kent State trying to clear. DiPadrina keeps it at the blue line. Another shot, looking for the deflection out front. Bartlett was ready for it. And now Odd Sturchel going to play this one off the boards. Going to be picked up by Kaibas. Kaibas tries to go between the legs, leave it for Sanchez. Those two got the wires crossed there. But now Sanchez going to retrieve this puck through the neutral zone, and he's going to go down once again. No call there. Looks like he might have took a little trip there, but the refs don't throw the hand up. Sanchez battling hard for this puck right in front of his own bench. Now a pile forming here right in front of the Kent State bench, trying to get this puck. Sanchez there. Physical shift from him. Love to see it. Using his body to get that puck for the Flashes. Holmes going to play one up to Parker. Parker trying to squeeze it through the neutral zone, but Canisius going to intercept that puck. Okowicz going to walk it into the offensive zone for the Golden Griffins. Nice stick check there by Hale on the back check. Okowicz can't keep it at the blue line. Flash is going to pick this one up. Kaibas skating in, 2-on-2 chance here for the Flashes. Kaibas going to dangle around two defenders there, still with the puck on his stick. Going to play one over to Parker. Parker going to let it snap. It's going to go wide and high of the net there. Now skating into the play is Chased and Sealing. Fresh into the zone. Sealing takes a man down there, and Sealing now after the play, Sealing going at it with Bandolian. Bandolian takes Sealing down. Those two still going at it on the ground. This game's boiling over. Sealing and Bandolian still going at it. Ref's not interested in breaking this one up. Now the refs skate over here. Those two, wow. Bandolian getting a little frustrated, but I believe Sealing just letting them know that the Flashes are still up 4 goals. Sealing not too worried about it. Now Kaibas going at it after the play. Refs in between Kaibas and a Canisius player. McGuffin tried to pull a Canisius player away from Kaibas. Few different scrums here forming behind the play, and now McGuffin going to step up. Staring down number 4 for Canisius. Kaibas still having some words for a few Canisius players. Golden Griffins getting a little frustrated here. Love the intensity from the Flashes matching this one. Just funny to see from Canisius after last night. They didn't seem too interested to get into it with Tycholas Casey, but all of a sudden now they're the enforcers, down 4 goals. But gotta love it from the Flashes, not wavering in the slightest.
Are the Flashes actually going to get an advantage here? I mean, obviously the refs still have a lot to sort out. However, what I am seeing is a Canisius player in the box and not a Flash to match on the other side. So interesting to see how they work this one out. Again, I would think that Sealing would get a penalty, but at the same time, it was kind of the Canisius player that went in with that WWE takedown move there that he did. So interested to see, again, if the Flashes manage to kind of walk away from this one with an advantage. That would be huge for the momentum of the game. That would really kind of, I don't want to say fully seal the deal on this one, but I feel, you know, I don't want to jinx it, but I feel pretty confident in being able to say that at least a little bit. So
definitely confident, Max. The Flashes have played so good today. Absolutely, you're 100% right. I think you can be confident saying that, you know, if the Flashes could take a man advantage here and put one more on the board, that would just about do it.
Ref's taking a while to sort this one out. I guess, I'm sure the question is if they're going to put a Flash in the box to kind of match, since there's already a Canisius player in the box here. So that's my guess and my estimate of what they're kind of assessing here. But once again, I mean, as we saw from yesterday, it seems like they call the fighting when you drop the gloves, which, I mean, that's pretty typical rule there. However, nobody dropped the gloves on that one, so can't really call a fighting there. I mean, maybe you could call like a major roughing or a major interference penalty, but I'm not really sure what they're going to kind of go with here or if there's anything they can call on Sealing for this.
Absolutely. Those two, like you said, Max, no gloves dropped there. Those two kind of just wrestled each other down to the ice there before the refs broke that one up, and a few extra side scrums, but nothing major happened in those. Both captains skating back to their benches now. Still no player in the box for Kent State. Let's see if Kent State, looks like Sealing skating off the bench there, but not towards the box. We'll see. Turn back, looks like he's switching out his stick. Let's see, now Sealing looks like he may make his way over. Looks like, yeah, Chasten Sealing going to go to the box for 2 minutes after that skirmish with Colin Bandolian for the Golden Griffins. So those two both going to serve some time in the box here. And just to see, looks like we're going to get some 5-on-5 time still.
That does surprise me a little bit. I really would have thought that Canisius would have got an extra call there, especially because it seemed like they were the ones to instigate, in my opinion. They were the ones who really took it there with, again, the WWE takedown move that we got to see. So I'm not sure how much I love that call, but, I mean, keep it 5-on-5, keep the game rolling just through the end. I can't blame them for that.
Absolutely. Canisius skates out of that draw. Coogan going to chip it in down low for Goodwin. Goodwin trying to retrieve that puck, but intercepted there by Norton. Norton tries to play it off the boards, but finds Okowicz. Okowicz shot turned away by Bartlett. Nice job by him, finding that one through a little crowd out in front. Holmes now going to play one up to Jardine. Jardine now, he's going to play one over to Miller, and here comes Bryson Miller skating hard with this puck. Miller faces off a defender there, tries a centering pass back to Jardine, but to no avail. That one stick check, takes a deflection there out in front on that shot attempt from the blue line, but LaPierre finds that one, and he'll cover it up, and we'll get a face-off. And it looks like Norton takes a little trip from behind there, and who else but Liam Norton keeping this one instigated. Just, it looks like they're going to take a player to the box here, and let's see who they're going to pull. And now it looks like Canisius getting an extra one. Those two still going at another crowd. These two teams showing each other no love. Game still boiling over after that last altercation. And now Norton going to the box. Norton with some choice words on his way to the box there, but somehow Liam Norton takes the penalty there. Oh, it looks like Liam Wick's going to go to the box
For no
Canisius.
reason. Okay,
Yes.
I'm sorry. We all know I love Liam Norton. I might be Liam Norton's #1 fan up here. Pretty typical to see him go to the box. Why they took a Canisius player with him, I really can't say.
I think they got Wicks there. Looks like he slashed his stick out of his hand and then kicked it along the boards. They might have got him for that slash after the play.
Liam Norton kind of, is it called, like, speared him with it?
The instigator, Liam Norton, doing what he does best.
Wait, but there's 5 guys on the ice? I don't understand. I don't know what's
Yeah,
happening.
Canisius trying to pull a fast one here with the extra attacker.
I'm confused.
Looks like Canisius was a little confused as well, Max. Luke White
Everybody's confused.
trying to be an extra skater for the Golden Griffins. Now he's going to hop back over the boards. Canisius tried to pull the fast one there on the refs. And now we're going to get some 4-on-4 time, it looks like, for real this time. As the refs finally get this one sorted out. Sneaky move there from Canisius, trying to pull a fast one there. And that almost worked. Bowen now out of his own zone, connects with Rivet. Rivet up the right side. His shot high and wide of the net. Goes all the way around the end boards. Back all the way to the Canisius zone. And Viney going to play a pass up. He's going to connect with Rivet through the center ice. Now Rivet goes right dot. Step by step with him is Kyle Holmes. Holmes retrieves that puck for the Flashes. Now Kaibas going to hold it momentarily. Going to play it back to Kyle Holmes. Holmes now looking to connect with Cole Bianca. Bianca to step offside, so he'll turn and let that puck go all the way. And now it looks like they're actually going to get an icing call from the behind line judge. Called an icing there. The other refs not on the same page, but nonetheless, icing is called on Kent State. That's going to give Canisius an O-zone draw here with 8:06 left to play in the third.
Okay, I got to be a little bit critical here. The refs need to get on the same page. It seems like they don't know how many guys need to be on the ice. Confusion on whether there's an icing, whether there's no icing, late whistle. I'm feeling a little confused here, I'm not going to lie, as an observer of the game.
Absolutely. Just a little bit of a confusing few minutes here in this one. It's now Biancan in the offensive zone for the Flashes. Going to shovel one down to Avellino. Avellino tried to connect with Kaibas there. But intercepted by Okowicz. Now breaking out the other way is Lekomsky. Lekomsky going to skate to center ice. He's going to turn and let one go. Nice stick check there by who else? Kyle Holmes on the defensive end. Deflecting that one out of play. We'll get another whistle and another O-zone face-off coming up for the Golden Griffins. Both teams going to skate off for the line change here.
Good opportunity to get a line change in there again. Those guys have been out there a while. Love to see some fresh legs up in there. And once again, we have had a little bit of a resurgence in energy here as the minutes wind down with 7 minutes and 44 seconds left in your third period.
Puck one back to Canisius. Canisius with the shot there. Deflected out in front, but Bartlett was ready for it. Good save by him. Puck rolling around. Now going to be retrieved by the Flashes. Tychelis Casey trying to pick that one up. Canisius, quick shot there. Another save by Kyle Bartlett, who's been so good this game. Falkowski loses the handle on that one. Now keeping it at the blue line are the Golden Griffins. Golden Griffins going to skate in right dot. Another save by Kyle Bartlett, and he'll hold that puck. 33 seconds left on these penalties. 7:15 in the game. Flash is going to get a line change. Canisius going to do the same.
Again, as the game winds down, I do think these line changes are important. Again, got to highlight something, so we're doing them line changes right now. So, again, getting these fresh legs on here, especially at the end of the game, these guys are tired. They have fought the 60 minutes. So making sure we're getting a good rotation of guys out here on the ice, I think is going to be super important, especially when you're on defense.
Absolutely, Max. Important to keep those players as fresh as you can, especially as the minutes wind down. Good news for the Flashes. They are sporting a 4-goal lead with 7 minutes left to play in this one. And now going to be able to break out of their own zone, courtesy of Jules Jardine. Jardine skating in with Miller. Going to leave it for Miller. Miller going to skate in left out. Goes back down low for Jardine, just wide of the net there. So he was tied up from behind by DiPadrina. Now Coogan just going to slow this game down a little bit with the puck on his stick. Players out of the box now on those 2-minute minors. We are back to 5-on-5 hockey. DiPadrina going to skate it in for the Golden Griffins. Rebound attempt there. Another save by Bartlett. Kyle Bartlett. 2 excellent saves there once again. He's a big reason the Flashes are sporting this lead. Flashes in their own zone now. McGuffin going to skate up. He's going to hit the red line, just floated in deep into the Canisius zone. And now Canisius with possession. Hansen going to try to go up the left side. He's met there by Avellino. Odd Sturchill going to pick that puck up, going to go over to his line mate, Nikolov. Nikolov's pass, who's looking for Avellino, intercepted there by Okowicz. Okowicz going to center this one. Now retrieving this one is Haskins for the Golden Griffins, but he's intercepted by Avellino. Avellino is looking for that pass all the way through to Kaibas. Good stick in the lane there by Okowicz to turn that one down. Bartlett going to saucer this one over to Nikolov, leave it for him. Canisius going to dump it in deep once again. Nikolov once again in the same spot. Going to pick up this puck. Going to try to get Kent State out of their zone. Okowicz intercepts another pass there. Toe drag moves, going to play a pass over. Okowicz with the puck on his stick once again, tries to go back up top. Kaibas swipes this puck away, and now a breakaway corner. Kaibas one-on-one with LaPierre. Kaibas with a nice move. LaPierre shuts the door on him. Kicked that one away from Kaibas. So close for Cornell Kaibas. Nasty move, but LaPierre wins that one.
Listen, I don't know Kaibas personally, but I bet he loves those breakaway chances when he gets them. Again, he is a guy who I can just tell loves to get creative on those kind of breakaways and likes to try to use his puck handling abilities to really kind of take the goaltender by surprise. So I'm always excited when I see him on the breakaway because he feels like the right man to do it.
Yeah, an impressive save there. Credit where credit's due. LaPierre makes an excellent save. Kaibas very good in those situations as this puck finds its way into the blue paint. LaPierre will cover it up once again, and we'll do it again in the Canisius zone. 5:16 left to play in the third. Time winding down for both sides here.
Again, Flashes have looked so good tonight. I just can't ask for anything else. Would always love to see another goal. That's always, but again, they have just really everything. They've checked every box here tonight, and they continue to play for the full 60 minutes, as you've said before.
Absolutely, Max. Flashes with an impressive showing this weekend. And just 5 minutes away now from stealing 4 points. Huge 4 points, that is, on this weekend. Push them further up in the standings in the CMHA. Canisius with possession in their own zone. McGuffin can't walk in because of the offsides warning, so he's just going to send it around deep. Okowicz got tied up there with White. Those two slowing the puck down now. Canisius trying to get going the other way. Pagano just going to slide under his own feet, send it around the end boards. Bartlett behind his own net to play that one. Now Flashes trying to break out the other way. Can't connect on that pass through the neutral zone. So DiPadrina going to pick this puck up, skate away from Luke Barry. DiPadrina trying to do it himself there. Nice job. Odd Sturchill stepping up, sending that one just right back in deep. Viney fans on that pass, intercepted by Hale. Hale going to try to play one back to the top of the point. Odd Sturchill with the shot blocked out in front. Courtesy Lakomsky. Puck clears the zone. Flashes will have to regroup. Avellino now going to try his hand at it. Avellino skates in, trying to skate through two defenders, and he does. His shot attempt was just wide of the net there. Viney trying to clear the zone, and they do. That puck goes out of play. Ref's going to blow that one dead. 3:55 left to play in the third. And both of those players, Sealing and Bandelian, from that little altercation earlier, now out of the box. No players left in the box.
Good to see Sealing back on the bench. He has been a huge presence here tonight and last night. Again, I believe it was Sealing who had the shot from the back of the zone that got deflected. That was huge for Energy last night. So good to see him back on the bench. Again, glad he didn't get ejected for that little scuffle they had there.
Now this puck behind the net of Bartlett. Angel Nikolov back there trying to pick this one up. He's going to turn and skate towards the corner. Going to play it over to Odd Sturchill, who's going to connect with Hale. Hale going to float one out. And now Flashes racing the other way. Here comes TJ Avellino. Avellino loses the handle on that one. Was trying to play it over to Sanchez. Now Golden Griffins going the other way. Haskins skating up in the play, fresh off the bench. Haskins with the shot, turned away by Bartlett. Once again, good save by him. Avellino going to turn back in his own zone now. Now going to take it out of the zone, does Avellino, but onto the stick of a Canisius player. Sanchez trying to retrieve this puck, but onto the stick of Coogan. Coogan now going to take it into the offensive zone. Going to drop a pass there. Huge hit by Jack Hale. Just eliminated a Canisius player there. Good hit by Hale. Less than 3 minutes left to play in this third. Shot from the top of the point, blocked out in front. Nice job by the Flashes here, even as time winds down and with this 4-goal lead. Still ramping up the pressure, playing their solid game they've played all night. Goodwin now trying to push this puck in deep for Canisius. Kyle Holmes with yet another stick check on the defensive end. Coogan going to try his hand at it. He's turned away. Bartlett was ready for that one. Coogan now going to tie this puck up in the far corner. Tied up by Sealing. Puck not moving here. Crowd of players forming in the corner. Kyle Holmes going to step up in this one. Holmes just going to shovel this one up. Now Flash is skating the other way. Here comes Jardine. Jardine skating hard. He takes a tumble. from a Canisius defender there. Still able to push that puck in deep. Coogan going to flip it out of his own zone, but onto the stick of McGuffin. McGuffin fans on that clearing attempt, and now here comes Goodwin the other way, trying to drag that puck. Another save by Kyle Barlett once again. Norton battling hard for this puck. Now just going to float one over to Justin McGuffin with plenty of time to work. McGuffin tries to go cross ice there, off the skate of a Canisius player. No whistle there, so play will keep continuing. DiPerdrina behind his own net, going to circle back, and now going to go up the ice. Jardine tried to poke check him. DiPerdrina still moving. His shot wide of the net there. Pagano going to pick it up around the other end boards. Dumps into the opposite corner. Jardine going to go all the way up the ice for Bryson Miller. Miller tries to go behind the back there. DiPerdrina there to pick it up from him. A minute 30 left to play in this third period, as this one is almost over. Flashes earned this one tonight. Jardine going to skate in the zone. Centering pass there for Miller. Stick checked out in front. Couldn't get that shot off cleanly. Viney now just going to try to clear the zone. This puck rolling all the way down to the Kent State zone. Not far enough for an icing, so Sealing will have to retrieve it. Sealing, dangerous pass there, but Biancan clears it from harm's way. Biancan now just going to float it through the neutral zone all the way down to Viney. Viney going to float it right back towards the Kent State zone now, going the other way. Sealing still able to retrieve that one, and he will touch it up for an icing. With now less than a minute left to play, 58.5 left in this third period, and this puck comes down to the Canisius zone for an icing.
So, Alex, I do have a question for you. If you're down 6, let's say there's 4 or 5 minutes left, a little more time than we have now, you emptying your net?
With the score the way it is, down 4, I think that's just a little too much to empty the net. And especially with this ozone draw coming up for the Flashes, Canisius may just be out of time, even if they were thinking about it.
See, I'm such a play to the last minute person. I'm emptying my net no matter how far down we are. Ooh.
Hey, there's different strategies from both teams. Canisius looks like they're taking the conservative approach. Flashes earn the right to take this one to the finish line. Canisius not going to give an attempt at his. LaPierre not even looking over at the bench, just going to stay right in his blue paint. Flashes with the puck in their own zone. Kaibas feeds one over to Biancan. Bianca tried to get one back to Avellino. Those two can't connect cleanly. Now going the other way is Canisius, but Biancan on the back check. Excellent job by him retrieving that puck. Now going to feed one over to Kaibas. 25 seconds left to play in this one. Now Biancan racing in. Biancan turns, pumps the brakes, centering pass for Kaibas. Stick checked away there by Bowen. Canisius going to pick this puck up on the stick of Luke White. Going to go cross ice, going to connect with Viney. Viney now going to leave one for Lukomsky. His shot attempt turned away by Bartlett with the stick. It's time winding down here, just 5 seconds left to play, as this puck just going to roll into the corner, and Falkowski will just hold it there. And that's going to do it. And your Golden Flashes sweep the weekend with the roar of the crowd from the home fans. Flashes pick up a crucial 4 points in the standing this weekend against the Canisius Golden Griffins. 2-0 on this weekend for the Golden Flashes. And good news, Max, is they are back on home ice yet again next Friday, January 23rd, against the West Virginia Mountaineers. Round 2 for them, as they've played each other earlier. The first time, though, at West Virginia. So Flashes looking to keep that home ice advantage going.
And as I always say with home ice advantage, if you're a student, show up to a game. Again, you get in for free. So totally worth it to come, check out a game, support your Flashes, especially coming off a winning streak like they're on right now. There is no better time to get in the arena and support your Flashes. As, again, we near the end of the season and get closer to a playoff push, coming off such a good weekend for them here so far tonight.
Absolutely, Max. And with that win, that pushes the Golden Flashes to a record of 14-9-1, now with 39 points with this regulation win. Each point matters, as we said, Max, over and over again. So for the Golden Flashes, just an excellent response after last weekend. They're looking to keep this momentum going with that next Friday home game, because next Saturday they are on the road against Duquesne, who they've seen before as well. But as Max said, if you're a student, if you're a fan, and you watch the streams, if you can make it out next Friday against West Virginia, Flashes will be back at home and waiting for this one. Well, thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. And if you made it out this weekend and supporting the team, Flashes with a dominant 2-0 sweep on the weekend, heading into this next matchup against West Virginia, feeling good. I've been joined all night by my partner, Max Motes. My name is Alex Rivera. Thank you all for tuning in. Everybody, have a great night, and we will see you back next Friday, January 23rd. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.